What is up, YouTube? JC Games here, and welcome back to Exploring OMORI Mysteries. Okay, so today's mystery is once again about the truth, and this time we're gonna look at who is to blame for the truth, because there was like a lot of factors that went into it. So let's explore it. Okay, so first thing, very obviously, first thing is Sunny was Sunny was the one who pushed Marie, right? Even though it was accidental. He did do it, so I guess in that kind of aspect, technically it is his fault because he did push her and then she fell down the stairs, which killed her. So I guess technically he's the one who caused Marie's death, but for the overall truth, there's more to it, which I'm gonna get into. And also, I think I didn't realize this until now. I think I checked in the OMORI wiki. What actually happened was Sunny was trying to run down the stairs and then Marie got in the way, and then he shoved her like this. I guess he was trying to run away, but Marie tried to block him, and then he pushed her. He accidentally pushed her, and then she fell down the stairs. That's what actually happened. I thought he just pushed her, but he actually it was accidental, more accidental than I thought. So there's that. In case you didn't know, I didn't know until like recently. I just checked the wiki and stuff. So yeah. Anyway, let's get to the actual thing. All right, first actual thing I'm gonna blame that I'm gonna blame is Marie's unhealthy amount of perfectionism, because we saw even like when there was in the photo album, I think it was, they were like, she always wanted to be perfect, like she wanted to play everything perfect in the piano, and she like really pushed herself to try to get everything perfect, and if she didn't, she'd get mad and frustrated at herself because it isn't perfect. Even though personally I think perfectionism isn't really a thing, like nothing's ever gonna be perfect. But anyway, she really pushed herself to be perfect. And then Sunny wanted to get involved with the violin, so he got the violin and stuff. And they decided to do the recital, and then they started practicing for it. And Marie she pushed herself to be perfect. And then once Sunny got involved, she pushed him to be perfect. Like she's like, this has to be perfect. This is our recital. It has to be perfect, or else it doesn't mean anything, or something like that. I don't know. But she definitely got frustrated when things weren't perfect. We know that. And that put a lot of pressure on Sunny to get it perfect. And it made him angry and frustrated. And it caused them, I want to say, emotional damage. Because that was an unhealthy amount of pressure and perfectionism from Marie. And an unhealthy amount of pressure put on Sunny for that. Yeah. Also, one thing I want to point out is in the Lost Library, there's an excerpt where it says Sunny, it's a square, but I'm pretty sure it's Sunny. Sunny looks at the clock, 8 a.m., 2 hours left. He would be able to watch with everyone else until 10 a.m. when his tutor arrives. Sunny grimaces. What he thought would be a rewarding hobby has been nothing more than a nuisance. Instead of watching the shows with the rest of his friends, he'll be the only one to miss out. If only he could watch the last hour with everyone else. If only he didn't have to play the violin. So what this pretty much shows is Sunny just wanted to play the violin just to play. He wanted to have fun. He wanted to play it along with his sister too, because Marie would just play the piano, he played the violin. He just wanted it to be fun and everything, right? But then I guess Marie's perfectionism and everything probably wanted Sunny to be good, and Sunny and his parents probably did too. Like that's why he got a tutor. His parents wanted him to be good, and that put a lot of pressure on him. He was like, I have to be good, or else everyone would be disappointed in me. And also, like we see, like with all this pressure and stuff, he pretty much begins to dread it. He's like, I hate doing this now. I'm only doing it for the recital. Other than that, like I really just hate playing the violin. So pretty much this like perfectionism and all this pressure like makes him really hate playing the violin. It causes him like emotional damage, and it gives him a lot of like built up frustration he's not really dealing with. He's kind of just hiding it. I guess he just kind of hopes it'll go away, but like he's obviously has a whole bunch of undealt problems and stuff. And to add on top of all of this, his parents did nothing about it. Like he was like, there was a lot of pressure on him. There was a lot of pressure on Sunny. He had a whole bunch of undealt with like emotional problems or issues at this time because of all the pressure, and also Marie's unhealthy amount of perfectionism. And the parents like never decided to step in or do anything about it, which of course, like the I guess I'm roasting the parents again. They weren't. I guess they weren't really that. They were good parents, okay, but like they did nothing about all these mental and emotional issues that they were both dealing with, and that just ended up causing more and more issues for Sunny and Marie. Then that leads us to the truth. I think, yeah. So all these emotional problems they build up, and then here we are, and now they're both really angry. They both have all these emotional issues that are undealt with because the parents never did anything about it. They never told them to they never taught them or like tried to help them to get mentally and emotionally stable and stuff. Or they never what I'm trying to say. They never helped them at all, and that is a big problem. So finally, all of this builds up to eventually the recital day, the recital day, and the truth. So Sunny and Marie both have all these undealt with issues and emotional problems. Especially Sunny, he has all this built up frustration. He's like all this perfectionism, all this pressure just keeps building up, and he's like, now I have all this undealt with problems. And he reaches a breaking point, and that's when he throws the violin down the stairs and it's broken. And Marie catches him, or not catches him, but like sees that he does this, and instead of helping him, Marie yells at him, right? Marie's like, why did you do this? Which I guess I do understand, right? It's the day of recital. She sees it's like super important to her, I guess. And then Sunny like completely, I guess, ruins it by breaking the violin. And she gets angry and starts yelling at him. Which I could understand, right? But it's like, it was really a bad decision because Sunny was like, had a whole bunch of emotional issues and stuff. And yelling at him at this moment, when he's taking out his frustration, just gonna make it a lot worse. Like, she should have handled the situation a lot better. Which could have led to a better outcome of the situation, but it happened, and they get angry at each other because Sunny has built up frustration. Marie's recital is ruined. Her perfectionism is hurt, I guess. And then instead of helping him, Marie just decides to yell at him, which makes it worse. Which eventually leads to Sunny trying to run away, and then Marie tries to block him, and then he accidentally pushes her down the stairs, and the truth happens. Also, I wanted to add on to all of this was that Marie prioritized the recital rather than Sunny's mental health, which was also just adds on, like, this is a really bad move. Like, at the moment, she cared more about the recital than Sunny's mental health, which is really bad, which I guess that kind of shows a flaw about her perfectionism pretty much. I just wanted to add that. So, moving on. So now we have the truth happens, right? Sunny tried to run away, accidentally pushed Marie down the stairs. And all this time, Babes was just standing like, hello, wow. And so he's just standing there, and then he's the witness to this. And he pretty much sees Marie die right in front of him, which is traumatizing enough. And then Sunny's terrified. Sunny and Basil are both terrified and traumatized. They're like, what are we going to do? We just accidentally, Sunny accidentally just killed Marie. And they're like, what do we do? And Basil is like, he wants to protect his friend, right? He doesn't want to lose him. He just wants to absolutely protect his best friend. He doesn't want to lose him. And he doesn't want Sunny to get like shunned, and like doesn't want people to put the blame on him. And doesn't want to get him in trouble from the law and stuff. So he's like, I gotta protect my friend. So Basil is like, Sunny, we can fix this. Everything is going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. But yeah, he's like, everything's gonna be okay, and then he's like, we could stage this as a suicide, therefore you won't get blamed and you won't get in trouble. And they do that, which, once again, I could kind of understand where Basil was coming from, because like, Sunny is like his best friend, right? And he absolutely doesn't want to lose him. And he's like, there's only one way out, because he's like, the only way they were gonna get out of this was something messed up like this, because like, they couldn't just hide the body. They'd eventually find out, like, Marie's missing. Where is she? And they couldn't just simply tell them the truth. I guess what they could have, but if they did, Sunny would get in a whole bunch of trouble and stuff. And like he might have gotten shunned and stuff. So Basil probably saw it this way. He was like, "This is the only way we're gonna get out of this," and they do that. But once again, we already see like everything we see on the game. Just like 100%, the worst not the worst decision. Well, yeah, probably yeah, the worst decision. I don't know. It was a really bad decision. Like, why would you stage it as suicide? And then it just caused emotional trauma for Sunny, Basil, their friends, their families, and a lot of people. And it was just really bad. But I guess yeah, this does put some blame on Basil, because like, why would you stage it as suicide? But at the same time, what else would you do? I don't know. I don't know what other way out there would have been, now that I think about it. Okay, after all of this, right, we have our evidence and we can make our conclusion. So what will I conclude? What do I theorize? So I think there's obviously not just not one thing we just point our finger to say it's this probably person or this thing's fault. It's a mix of a whole bunch of things. So I think it is number one, Marie's perfectionism, you know, her piano playing and everything. She wanted everything to be perfect, which was like, you know, it was unhealthy for her and Sunny's, because Sunny wanted to join in with the violin and stuff. Then it put a whole bunch of pressure on Sunny, which caused them a whole bunch of emotional problems, I think. And then he got frustrated, and that pretty much led up to the truth. And then Basil is responsible for everyone's emotional trauma. Well, not responsible for everything, because Sonya obviously accidentally killed Marie already. He couldn't fix that. But he did cause a whole bunch of more trauma by, you know, faking it as a suicide. And then Sunny and Basil got traumatized. And then Hero got traumatized because he's like, we could have done something. And Kel, same thing. And Aubrey, same thing. Everyone got traumatized. And we can put some of that blame on Basil for basically proposing the idea and making Sunny stage it as a suicide. So those are the three factors: Marie's perfectionism, Sunny's built up emotional anger, or emotional problems and anger, and then Basil's plan to stage it as a suicide. And also the parents, because they did literally nothing. Like Sunny and Marie's parents it doesn't seem like they try to do anything that emotionally help them, you know. So that's pretty much the three factors I think that cause the truth. So that's pretty much it. I don't really have anything else more to add. I mean, I put all my evidence and stuff out there. So what do you guys think? Leave your comments below, because I'm very interested in this stuff. Like, I'm not saying comment just to comment. Like, I'm actually very interested in this stuff. Like, I want to know what you guys think. So with all that being said, I'll see you guys next week.